What's good? Santi back with another video for you guys. My throat been a little sore for the last couple days. It gets like that sometimes, which is one reason why when I'm doing my videos, I have some tea or something to keep my throat, from getting, you know, from getting too irritated. You know what I'm saying? And help lubricate my vocal cords and whatnot, right? But in this video, I wanted to talk about semen retention and staying grounded, being grounded in yourself. You know, one of the things that you're going to have to do and that you're going to be doing is going through a learning process. When you find yourself like just doing so much research, watching so many videos, you know what I'm saying, going through so much information, and you got to understand too that being on social media and things like that, we're processing and putting through our body a lot of like mental stimulation. You know what I'm saying? Our body is processing so much at a high speed, and too much mental activity can cause you to relapse. You feel me? You got to be able to rest and recuperate. You got to be able to take time to just go back into yourself and just be one with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Being grounded in yourself. Because what you find with a lot of people is that they're trapped in the mental plane. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in their mind too much and they're not present and grounded in their body and in their being. You know what I'm saying? And so anxiety, stress, and all of these things come about through being too much in the mind. You know what I'm saying? And even for me, with all the studies and stuff that I've had to do, and even back when I was in college and stuff, I was reading so many books, reading so many articles, you know what I'm saying, doing so much research in classes that a lot of people, in classes in the area of study that a lot of people shy away from in their day-to-day life. You know what I'm saying? I'm studying the origins of man and political systems and history and, you know what I'm saying, from archaeology, because I was an anthropology major. I was double major. So I was anthropology, sociology, and religion and philosophy, and I got a minor in indigenous studies. Now, that's a lot of study. That's a lot of consuming information, you know what I'm saying, long nights and studying things that the common man doesn't necessarily know. And it's certain material when you're looking at the history of things that have been done to melanated, you know what I'm saying, black and brown people. It's a very harsh history, you know what I'm saying, especially when you hear me use the terminology indigenous, because I'm an indigenous person. You know what I'm saying? And I have an indigenous name. So when it comes to all of that, there was so much internalization of the knowledge that I was gaining to the point where you can't know the things that I know and not change and not want the people around you to change. You know what I'm saying? Because it affects you on a spiritual level. It affects you on a spiritual level to the point where you never will see reality the same. And even though I was exposed to certain things in my upbringing, because I was one to kind of constantly push myself outside of my comfort zone and challenge myself, I was able to access a realm of higher knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you have to get to a certain point where you take a break from consuming so much information, and you have to remind yourself of what is possible for you to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Remind yourself why you're here. Remind yourself that, and I'm speaking for me, that certain information that I was consuming can fill you with so much anger and animosity that you really just sometimes you just want everything to just be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how ignorant people are to what's going on in the world and the way things are and why things have become what they are. And people are so accepting and complying to the bullshit in society. You know what I'm saying? They're so passive to it. They want to sit and just watch things and observe all the time, but not really take any action towards trying to bring any change. They accept things at face value and they don't question. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even have any control over their own mind. So You have to gain control of your mind. You got to take your mind back, because that's the biggest problem. What people got to understand is once they get your mind, then they got your soul. You feel me? And once they have your soul, then you are at the whim of the forces around you. You feel me? And you got to ground yourself. Study. Give yourself the chance to internalize. And then sit, relax, meditate, and then take actions. You know? But you don't want to spend all your time, being caught up in social media and what they have going on and constantly reading, and you're not really learning anything. Like you're not really elevating your mind and applying your mind in a way where it can bring long-term and lasting change. You know what I'm saying? Because when you read material, you're going through an experience. You're going through an internal experience. Your mind is processing it, and as it goes into your mind, it's going to the heart. You know what I'm saying? And it's becoming a part of your being. You know what I'm saying? So you want to internalize the right information, and you don't want to easily be manipulated by all the news that you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? People's social media posts, because majority of people are lost. You know what I'm saying? Even some of your homies. You know what I'm saying? Even some of your friends, they're so caught up in the media and they're powerless, and you can sense and see their fear. Disassociate yourself from them. You feel me? Disassociate yourself from them. Do your shadow work. You know what I'm saying? And start making the adjustments that you need to make. You know what I'm saying? We know it's not going to be easy on this journey, but I just want to remind y'all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I've gone through. You know, I know how I've done certain things that a lot of people are afraid to do. You know what I'm saying? And with what I'm trying to teach, with what I'm trying to achieve, I need a certain type of person around me. I need certain type of people around me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need guys around me that, want to hide their quietness or their silence behind them being, oh, I'm just observing and I'm just stepping back and just watching things. No, you are afraid. You are afraid to take action and apply yourself the way that you need to apply yourself. You know what I'm saying? So get out of this fake sense of masculinity and do what the fuck you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, grind yourself. Disconnect sometimes. You gotta disconnect, and pay attention to your inner world, because if you neglect your inner world, then everything else is gonna come crashing around you. And that's one of the points that I was trying to make back when I first started my channel. When I first started my channel, I was talking about COVID. You feel me? And telling people that was like, look, I already knew that this was coming a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Because from my standpoint, and I speak on this a lot, I'm in tune with nature. You feel me? So it's certain stuff that I've been seeing happen that I knew was gonna happen back in like 2010. You know what I'm saying? And I've been waiting for my homies, quote unquote, to catch up. You feel me? And I know the knowledge that I've bestowed on them and how I've influenced them and changed them. You know what I'm saying? I would ask them for a perspective from time to time, but I don't go to them for no true counsel. When it comes to true counsel, I may go to my elders, but first and foremost, I'm gonna go to myself, because I don't just blindly agree with my elders. And I've cut off an elder before too for speaking out of the side of her neck about things. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta remember who you are. But first, in order to remember who you are, you gotta know who you are, and you gotta be able to listen to your inner self. And the faculties that you were born with, that were given to you at birth and are part of your creation to help you navigate this earth plane, to help you navigate and move forward with confidence. You know what I'm saying? Individuals like me whose journey started a long time ago, and I know that I'm supposed to be a leader. I check people around me, especially my so-called homies and stuff like that, because I'm just like, bro, a lot of y'all make decisions like you haven't been through nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then want to get bold in text messages but won't step to you face to face. I'm like, look, man, we got to be men about shit. If you got a problem or an issue, we need to address this shit, but we shouldn't be having no beef over petty discrepancies when police are out here killing black and brown people. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know, politicians out here manipulating people. You know what I'm saying? We got this fuck ass virus and stuff like that. Like, you got to be able to know who you are, and you got to be able to step up and do what you got to do for yourself. And also, you know what I'm saying, be there for those around you who really confide in you and kind of need you as a source of strength. But you got to be able to tap into your inner reservoir of strength that you already have. You know what I'm saying? But you got to make sure you take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta disconnect, you know, and don't believe everything. When you get a piece of information, you need to research it and find multiple sources that can confirm that, and use your discernment, use righteous judgment, use your discernment. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, and when I speak on men, a lot of them are fickle and in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? And they stay in a feminine place instead of exercising their dominion and looking at fear in the face and doing what the fuck they need to do. I don't care what media is telling you. Do not live in fear. You know what I'm saying? Now face the fear that's inside of you and do your work and hold yourself accountable. But at the same time, stop letting these forces around you dictate your fucking mind. I be getting all these emails and all these messages and stuff trying to tell me to fucking vote. I'm like, man, if I don't get the fuck out of my face with that, if I'm gonna go and vote, it's gonna be on my own volition, not because I was influenced and manipulated into a fear state. You get what I'm saying? Like I ain't ever been no follower. You know what I'm saying? I've gone through a lot for going against the norms. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people gotta understand. Like, for you to stand in your truth, you're gonna meet a lot of opposition. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta know what you're talking about. And you gotta trust yourself and be able to move forward in spite of people's doubts of you. You know? Because we're going and shifting into an age where it's like beliefs just don't work. You know what I'm saying? Because then you realize that a lot of what you believe and what's in your mind and what's in your inner conversation is being implanted by society and negative experiences, and how when you had certain experiences, how society was telling you to view them experiences and how society was telling you to view the world, because they know that if you view the world in a certain way, that they can have control of you. And while you're believing that, they're believing something totally different, and they're living by that, while they've been force feeding you this bullshit and you living by that. It's no different with religion. It's like they giving people all this religion, but religion's supposed to be so powerful. But why are they giving it to you then? Why are they giving it to the people? And all of this stuff is going on in the world. But if people are really living by it and it possesses that power, then why is there not enough good? Why is society still going through the same shit that it's been going through since the fall of the Atlantean Empire? And the fall of the Atlantean Empire was an abusal of power, or it was an abusal of spiritual power. You feel what I'm saying? So when you go in and you studying this information, you like, okay, with all this stuff going on, I know what I need to do. Start at a practical level with your health. You know what I'm saying? Look at your finances. Look at where you're trying to go. Start from there. Focus, like, deal with shit on the material plane. Handle shit on the material plane, but at the same time, you coming from a place of the spiritual. You're approaching things from the spiritual standpoint, like, okay, this is what I need to do based off of the information that they got. I can't get lost in the mind. I can't get lost in that critical analysis. I can't get lost in analysis paralysis. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've gotta be action oriented, but I also gotta respect the balance and give myself rest, recuperation, tend to my personal needs. You know what I'm saying? So be grounded. Don't get lost in the world and all of this havoc, because that is why so much has been going on. Because as soon as you let that consume your mind, then you feel like you have no power to change things. Recognize what you can control in front of you. You know what I'm saying? By first recognizing what you can control within yourself and start from there. So we on an ever changing, ever moving path of gaining knowledge and applying what we learn to influence better circumstances for ourselves and others. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, determination, dedication, and discipline. Love. Salud.